Good morning, welcome back to the channel. This morning, as you can see over my shoulder here, we're back out in Indiana and we're back out taking images of a covered bridge. This morning we've traveled out near Bainbridge, Indiana to Pine Bluff covered bridge. We were here earlier in the year and I said I wanted to come back later in the year to try to capture some fall color and things like that. Well, we're here on November 1st and as you can see, not really much color. Everything seems to have just gone. That's one thing about fall. You don't have a very big window, especially here in Indiana, to capture your fall image, fall color images. It seems like you've got maybe a week at best, sometimes a week and a half, but it doesn't take long for it to fade. All right, so it is what it is. Again, Pine Bluff covered bridge, 211 feet long, built in 1915 by the same gentleman who built my favorite named covered bridge, Rolling Stone, Mr. I think it's J.A. Britton. Still in service today, 5-ton load limit, but that means my truck can certainly drive across it, but still built incredibly well. Now, if you didn't watch one of my recent videos, which I will link or put a link in the description, and I'll show it in the exit credit. You'll be able to see it and you can go watch it, but I explain why there are covered bridges, because I was asked that question, and so I think it's pretty interesting, so make sure you go check that out. One thing I noticed as I was driving out here this morning, is along this dirt road to get here, there's a sign that says Pine Bluff closed in the winter season. Now, I'm not sure when the winter season is here in Indiana, but it's not closed today. You can certainly get here, but they certainly must not maintain this dirt road when snow and ice and things hit us here a little bit later in the year, or early in the next year. So regardless, we're out here today. What we're going to do is we're going to take a couple images of this bridge, see what we can do even with what little bit is here, to come up with a couple nice images. Then after that, I'm going to have a conversation about what's going on, kind of an update of what's going on, in the photography world with me. Talk a little bit about a photographer that I've been following here recently, some of the things I've seen in him, and possibility of, maybe you might want to go check his stuff out as well. So let's get set up, get a couple compositions here and take a couple images. So thanks for coming along. Alright, so just looking around again, same as the last covered bridge we were at, you still got a ton of issues with private property. Alright, I'm surrounded by private property. The only thing it isn't private property is the road here and the bridge itself. So we got to be very careful what we do, and where we align, because we want to be respectful to everybody's property. We don't want to violate any of that, but we want to make sure that we try to capture an image as well. So we got to make sure that we follow the rules, but make sure we also capture the image we want. And I've said this so many times I don't want to stop saying it. All right, that when you're looking at images, make sure you're capturing images that look good to you. All right, focus on what looks good to you. All right, then worry about leading lines and rule of thirds, and worry about diagonals and foreground elements and those kind of things. But always take a picture that looks good to you, because at the end of the day, that's what you're after, is something that's going to be appealing to you. All right, so remember that. Remember to always observe all the private property signs that are out there. All right, as you can see, if you look above me here, you can see above the bridge, we've got a cloudy sky, really nothing up there. It's rained for the last couple days. That's really the reason why we don't have many leaves left on the trees. I think most of them got knocked down from that weather system that came through here. So when you're taking your image, you don't really need to focus on having a lot of sky in it. You're going to capture some, at least in this particular setup. If you look over here, you can just see where I'm at in location to the bridge. There's no way to get around capturing some of it, but there's really nothing going on there that's worth having in your image. So try to keep it to a minimum. Again, when you're out in rural areas like here in western Indiana, You know, and I've started or said in this video already, you know, pay attention to your private property. You know, just pay attention to what's around you, because you never know what you might see. You know, and if you look here, I mean, this is an example why I talk about, you know, be respectful of everything. If you take a look here next to me, obviously something happened here. All right. So there's a cross there. Now, I'm not saying there's an individual that's buried there, but somebody obviously died here, you know, whether they had an accident or whatever, you know. But, you know, what is it? RD Rocket? It's hard to tell. You know, it looks like something else is worn off of it. You know, maybe it's Red Rocket. I don't know. It says rest in peace. It's got a beer can on top of it. But, you know, just, you know, look for those things and make sure you try to be respectful. All right, so we've captured a couple images. Hopefully they'll turn out. We'll have to wait and see. I may throw one or two in here, you know, at the end, just so you can see. But, you know, it is, again, you know, most of the color is gone, so it's not, you know, it's not really like it's what I wanted. I was really hoping to get, you know, some oranges and reds, and there really isn't much of anything to capture this morning. But the bridge itself is still spectacular. So absolutely still worth getting up and coming out early in the morning. Today is November 1st, so if you're wondering, today is November 1st. You know, this video is going to air after I finish up, or after you see, I think, 3 videos that I shot down in the Smoky Mountains here most recently in the last couple weeks. So you'll see this right after. Now, a couple of updates here. One, I've been following a kid, I think he's in his early 30s, by the name of Alex Armitage, and I'll put a link in the description to his channel. All right, and you know, certainly go, you know, check it out. He is a very good photographer, you know, and makes great videos. I mean, I don't quite understand, you know, why he thinks he does it, but he makes really incredible videos. So certainly I'm gonna do what I can here and put that in, so you can at least, you know, if you get a chance, go check it out. Now, here recently, you know, actually I think in the last few days, I saw a video that he put out where he was basically talking about, you know, in essence, why is he out doing this? You know, trying to build a business, and, you know, trying to, you know, do what he loves, you know, chase his dreams, you know, and it just, sometimes he wonders if anybody's listening or anybody's, you know, really paying attention. You know, and to give you an example or explain a little bit about it, you know, he basically quit his job, you know, moved out. He's living out of his car, and he travels around, and he creates vlogs almost every day, you know, and all he does is take images and create videos, and he's trying to build that into a business that he can live off of, you know, but he's struggling to do that, and you know, it's, you know, sometimes you know, and I can speak for myself, sometimes you wonder, you know, is all the work you're putting into it really worth it? You know, and that's kind of what he's sharing in the video. So by all means, please go check it out. You know, I think it's something that you might find interesting. Now, from my perspective, you know, I've been at this. This is my, I think, my 45th video. You know, 45 or 46. I think it's 45. You know, that I've created, you know, over the last not quite 2 years. All right. You know, I'm still learning how to do this stuff. You know, I'm still learning how to become a great photographer, even a good photographer. We all have that, you know, thing that we, you know, we always can get better, and there's always something we can learn. But from a video standpoint, it's even more difficult, you know, because it's something I had never done, and I'm still learning how to do it, still struggling with it. You know, something as simple as this. You know, my tripod is sitting at an angle. I'm standing at an angle, and I'm trying to find a way to, you know, actually level it out in a way that doesn't look kind of out of balance. And sometimes that's tough, you know, to figure out, you know, especially when you're standing in front of it. You know, so it's something we all have to, if you want to get into this, you have to chase and learn. So much like Alex, I wonder, a lot of times, anybody paying attention, you know, I've been at this for almost 2 years, and granted it's only 45 videos, but, you know, he's got 30,000 subscribers, and I have 142 as of this morning, you know, and you wonder, you know, it's just like, you know, views on videos, comments, you know, we always ask people to like, comment, and subscribe, you know, and get very few comments, very little interaction. You know, check out our social media pages. You know, there's links to websites and everything else in the description. You know, and do people really go look at it? There's a lot that goes into doing this. It takes a lot of time. You know, I'm out here early on a Tuesday morning, you know, making this video. So, you know, sometimes you wonder, is it really worth it? You know, and I'm not sure. You know, I've been doing it, and much like Alex, I kind of get discouraged too. It's like, you know, I put all this time and energy into it, and does it really, you know, is it really worth it? Does it reap? Am I reaping any benefits of it, or others actually, you know, taking anything from it? I don't know, but you know, I certainly enjoy making them. I certainly enjoy taking photos, but you know, at this point, you get, you know, I've been getting, you know, frustrated with, you know, how slow things are moving. You know, so maybe I'm not making good videos, or maybe I'm not making the right kind of videos, or maybe, you know, maybe it just wasn't meant to be. I can't even answer that. But you know, Alex talked about in that video I'm referring to, you know, all the time he's been at it, he's sold one image. You know, and sold. He made a calendar. I think he said he sold 38 or something like that calendars. You know, which, you know, I don't do calendars, and I haven't really tried to sell images. I posted a few, you know, on stock image websites. All right, to see if anybody would take them. I think I've sold one image 3 times. All right, and that's really been about it. So you got to ask yourself, are you in this to sell images, or as I constantly tell you, make images for yourself? And what I've come to the conclusion is I need to make images for me, you know, things that I like, and if somebody loves it and wants to own it, that would be great. You know, if somebody takes something from the video, that's great too. It's not necessarily, you know, that I have to be a millionaire based on people loving the images that I take and buying them up left and right. I think those days are long gone. You know, but it is a lot of fun to get out and do it. So I guess while I'm ranting here, I think what I want to do here is I want to just let everybody know I'm going to take a little bit of time off here and kind of reevaluate things. You know, I'm going to, you know, it's November 1st here. This video will air, you know, second week in November or so. All right, I'm going to take off through the end of the year, you know, and just, you know, kind of reevaluate things and kind of spend some time with my grandkids and just enjoy life, you know, which is something I talk about all the time, you know. And I'd love to know what you guys think. You know, please leave some comments. You know, let me know. Should I keep doing this? You know, or is it just time to, it's not really worth it, and go do something else? That's fine too. I can live with that. You know, if you get anything out of it, it'd be nice to know. And if, you know, I know there are a couple people who do make comments, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate every subscriber I have. But, you know, I want to take a little bit of time here and kind of reflect on maybe, you know, what I'm doing. Maybe I want to keep doing this. Should I be making different style of videos, those kind of things, you know? So I'm going to be doing that here through the end of the year, and hopefully after the first of the year, you'll see me back on doing some things. But, you know, just remember, always get outside and enjoy life. You know, you never know what tomorrow holds, so make sure you enjoy today. You know, I would ask you to like, comment, and subscribe, as I always do. You know, it'd be nice if you want to, please do those things. I love the comments. Most importantly, I like to see that. You know, and with that, I'll just close and say thank you for coming along on the journey. Appreciate every one of you. Appreciate every view. Appreciate any and every comment. Appreciate every subscriber. You know, and you know, till we see you again, stay safe.